Our play, skip, play formula for creating triads is actually pretty reliable on the white notes of the keyboard, and it will work every single time. But it's not a particularly sophisticated way of thinking about triads. So I'd like to look a little bit more closely at what we have created and use some of the tools that we've learned in music theory to investigate these. And let's go back to our triad that we built on the note C, on middle C. We have C, E, and G. And notice, by the way, this triad has a very sort of pure and stable tone to it. And that's going to be true of most of the triads that we encounter, especially the ones that we build on C, D, E, F, G, and A. The one that we build on B is going to be a little bit more unstable sounding, but we'll talk about that in an upcoming video. But let's investigate how this chord is actually put together. And one of the tools we can use to investigate how the chord is put together are intervals. We've learned a way to talk about the distances between notes. So intervals are going to give us a way to talk very precisely about how we've constructed these chords. So let's break down these triads in terms of their intervals. And let's start by looking at the first interval we have in this chord that we built on C. The first interval goes from C to E. And let's go back and check out, what is that interval from C to E? Well, we start on C, that's 1, D, that's 2, E, that's 3. So we have the interval of a third. Then, from E to G, so C to E is a third. What about from E to G? Well, let's find out. E is 1, F is 2, G is 3. Turns out that's another third. So this first triad is a third stacked up on top of another third, with that note in the middle sort of joining those two thirds together. Let's take a look at the next triad we built, which was the triad that we built starting on E. Now we have E going to G. Let's figure out what that is. We have E1, F2, G3, so that is a third. And then G going to B, G1, A2, B3, that is also a third. So this triad that we built on the E is also a third stacked up on another third. Let's do the same thing with the A. Okay, so the first interval we have in this triad is A followed by C. So A to C is A1, B2, C3, so that is a third. Then the second interval we have, C to E, let's count that out, C1, D2, E3. Guess what? That's another third. So one of the ways that we can think about a triad or define a triad is a third followed by another third. And that's another way that we can think about and construct a triad. And let's try that. Let's go in reverse and let's try that. Let's pick a triad that we haven't looked at yet, and let's start on F. So our starting note is going to be F. Here we go. So what we need is a third followed by another third. So we're going to start on F, and we're going to go up a third. Well, what's an up a third from F? Let's figure that out up here. F is 1, G is 2, A is 3. So a third above F is A. There we go. And then we need another third above A. So what is that going to be? Well, let's go up here again and figure it out. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. So a third above A is going to be C. Again, a third, followed by another third. So F, A, C. And let's do one more. Let's do the triad that starts on G. So, let me just erase what we have here. We want to start on G. So the first thing we need is a third above G. What is a third above G? Let's figure that out. So we start on G. We go G1, A2, B3. So a third above G is a B. So there's our first third. Then we need another third, so we're going to go B1, C2, D3. And guess what? Our next third is D. So again, we have another third followed by a third. So we now have two ways of thinking about a triad. We have the play, skip, play, which is not the most sophisticated way, but it will work. Now we have another way of thinking about the triad. It is a third followed by another third, and we can use our vocabulary of intervals to give us a little bit more precise and sophisticated definition. In the next video, I'm going to give you yet another way of thinking about a triad.